begin. I'm gonna end up having a friend with me all session. So you can say hello to Abby, and Hank's probably gonna pop in at some point too. So all you need is a mat today. We're gonna flow for 10 minutes. Nice little quick stretch with a little bit of a focus on our hips. So before we get started, we're gonna sit in our mermaid position. You're gonna take your right leg as if you're sitting cross-legged and send your left leg back behind you. So already in this position, you might feel like your hips might wanna lift up. So we're gonna square everything off. If we square it off and that right knee lifts, perfectly okay. If you need to sit out a little bit more, go for it. Just move your body to a position where you feel comfortable, especially if there's any tightness through our quad here. We're gonna get a nice stretch of that muscle. Abby's gonna come back and play. So starting in this position, hands on the hips, we're just gonna take 2 deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then we're sending that right hand up in the air. We're gonna hinge over to the left. So you'll feel now your body weight is landing over that leg. You might feel that that right knee lifts up a bit more. We're gonna try and get that beautiful stretch to our lats, to the side of our body, leaning over as far as we can. Getting that beautiful roundness through the arm, and just trying to feel if there's any tightness through this left leg. It's bent back behind us a bit awkwardly. We don't often have our leg back in that position during the day. So just trying to get those muscles moving. We're gonna come out of it, take a deep breath in, breath out, hinge over again. Taking a breath in, coming out of the stretch, breath out, hinge over that hip again. Go for 2 more, breathing in. Breathing out. Final breath coming out of it. Breath in, breath out, reaching over, taking that left hand, reaching it towards the right leg, trying to get that spiral stretch through the body, looking a bit up towards the sky. So looking up underneath that right arm, and then slowly come out of it. We're gonna come out of that leg bend. You're gonna reach your leg forward. Left leg comes back in that cross-legged position. Right leg sends back behind. Again, we square off those hips. Feel any difference through the body on either side. And then we just take 2 deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. Last breath. And then still keeping those hips nice and level, left hand comes up into the air. We hinge over to the right. Again, feeling any differences through either side of the body. You might be able to get a bit further over this side. You might need to move your knee out a bit. And then we take a breath in to come out. Work with your own breath here. Breath out, hinge over the hips. We're going for 5 little reaches. Breathing in to come out. Breathing out to reach over to that hip. Last 3, breath in, breath out, reach and hinge. Last 2. And then final breath, reaching over, staying over if you can, trying to reach that right hand, towards your left knee. I need to wear my left and right socks. And then slowly holding in this position, looking up towards that left elbow, trying to get as much hinge over that body as possible. Little spiral stretch through the spine, and then coming up and out. Nice. We're gonna swivel around just to keep our feet in front of us. Nice little bend at the knee. And then we're gonna interlace our hands underneath our knees. So in this position here, you might need to adjust your waistband as you're hinging over. We're gonna start to roll the spine. So we sit up nice and tall, and then I want you to sink the pelvis into the ground behind you and start to reach into those hands as you feel your scapula and your shoulder blades separate. And then we take a breath in. We're gonna lift the head, stack the spine. Then we sink into the earth, feel that pelvis tilt, scoop the tummy. We try and round back as far as we can, letting our hands fall into the back of those knees, and then we take a breath in. Stack the spine, sink, tuck, roll the spine back out as you breathe out. We go for 2 more, breathing in, stack the spine nice and tall. Breath out, sink, tuck, roll. Slightly nodding that chin to the chest, then we stack the spine tall, taking a breath in. As we breathe out, we sink, tuck, roll. We're gonna hold it here for a moment. If you wanna slowly start to take your hands down a little bit further, you can really hang into those back of the knees, rounding that chest forward, tucking your chin towards your chest, and take 2 deep breaths here in this position. Last breath in through the nose, and then out through the mouth. And then we stack the spine nice and tall. We're going to keep our left leg straight, still keeping that bend in the right leg, but we're going to take that foot and pop it over the left leg. So your knee and your ankle are meeting. Then we're going to take a big hug in towards that knee. So if you can bring that leg in a bit closer, great. If you can't, that's fine. If we're tight through our hips, you might feel it in that joint, right in your groin. So the tighter you hug your hips, if you're a bit tight in your glutes, you might feel this glute start to stretch. And now if we can, we're going to keep that left arm hugging the knee nice and tight as our right hand reaches back behind us. So that little bit of an extra glute stretch, a little bit of an extra hip flexor, just getting that range of motion through the hip joint, reaching that hand back as far as you can, looking towards the right back behind you. And we just hold it here for 2 breaths. Last breath. And then slowly coming out of it, swapping legs. So we take the right leg out long, left leg, we're going to place the foot next to that knee joint, hugging the knee in towards the chest. Again, feeling differences on either side. We might be able to bring this one a little bit more closer. If we're getting a bit of a glute stretch already, great. If we want a bit more, we're going to keep that right arm holding that knee in towards the chest, and then we send the left arm back behind us, looking over that left shoulder, getting as much of a rotation through your spine as possible, hopefully getting a stretch through your glutes. Say that fast. And then just deep breaths in through the nose, 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly coming out of it. We're gonna stay nice and long, but I want you to roll onto your side and come have a little lay down on the floor. So we roll back onto our backs. Legs are gonna stay bent. We're coming into our little figure 4 glute stretch. So we're starting with the right. Right comes onto the left leg. We can hold the foot there. We can push the knee away. If you want a bit more, you can lift up off the floor, reach behind your left leg, and then slowly bring that leg in towards the body. Just deepening that stretch here. Relax the head down on the floor, lower the shoulders away from the ears, open up through your collarbones, so each of your shoulder blades are flat on the floor. And then we try and bring that knee in as close as possible while we remember to breathe. So still taking that deep breath in, out through the mouth. You go for 2 more breaths. And then slowly coming out of it. Taking the legs back on the floor, left leg comes onto the right thigh. You can push that knee away. That might be enough of a stretch here for you. If it is, that's totally perfect. If If you want a bit more, you can reach your hand behind your right leg and bring the knee in towards the body. Again, lowering the head back down onto the mat, relaxing the shoulders away from the ears, and just allowing that breath to slow down. And every time you breathe out, you're trying to reach that knee in a bit closer towards the chest. We go for 2 more breaths here. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We go for last breath. And then we slowly drop it down. You can take the legs long. Right leg comes in towards the chest. And then we start to draw little circles. So you're rotating that leg through the hip joint. So you're going to bring the knee in towards the body, take it out to the side, take it away, across the belly button and back into the chest. Just trying to roll that joint out. Get as much mobility through those hips again. And then remembering to breathe, always having that deep breath. And then slowly swapping legs. So left knee comes into the chest, we hold it here, and then we come across the belly button, away from the body, out to the side and back in. So you're trying to get that full range of motion through that joint. Again, just feeling any tight spots, any differences from either side. And after we held that glute stretch in that static position, just trying to roll the hips out. Get everything nice and bendy. Keep everything nice and long. And then slowly releasing, take your time, rolling over onto your side first again, and then propping yourself up nice and tall. We are done. Hope you enjoyed that, and I'll see you for the next one.